Both guns up. We are live. How's it going?
Hot and sweaty.
Hot and sweaty. Well, I know Fulton dropped a message earlier. I don't know if he's still around, but he was here. Lori chimed in. We've got you, of course. Sugar Kitty and Hanakalani Creations have said hi in the chat. For the rest of y'all out there, I know there's more because I can see the eyeball, but welcome, welcome. This is the first official week of the next quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So the next drawing will be on. Well, before I say that, if you weren't here last week, Chatio won the nose and kit, the first prize. Kathy Bates won second, and Steam Fire and Ice was third. So that's how all that broke down. I have updated the rules on the community tab. If you go to my page and you look for the community tab, you can see the latest post. I keep every week I post out how many entries everybody has, and it's like a ticker. You can keep up, so you know I'm crediting you with all of your entries. Now, last week, since it was the kickoff, I was very generous with things, and I gave away a couple of people got 140 entries last week.
Dang.
So, and Big Daddy H is here. I think he got 120 or something, but there was a couple of people that got 140. But the new rule for the hashtags is the first time you win, I write your name down on my list. If it lands on you again, you get those entries, but I also spin again until I get another unique person on the list. So when we got down to the number one giveaway last week was 80 entries.
Mm-hmm.
4 people that had already won hit, and I put plus 80, plus 80, plus 80. And then finally someone won that hadn't hit for the night. Fulton is back in the house. So what are you sipping on there, Mark?
I got a little mix this time. I took your advice and tried it out. Oh, kinda. I
Kind of.
took ECBP A121 and Larceny A121 and mixed those half and half.
All
And
right.
it's not bad at all. It's I don't know. It seems still a little proofy on the nose for some reason, but
Well, that's that barrel proof you got going. Now here's the thing: is I made a little deal here. Now I'm mixing small batch and the
regular.
very the what they call very special small, but it's the regular Elijah Craig.
Mm-hmm.
And I had about the same left, and I poured this into there, and I've shook it around a little bit. So I'm drinking the mix first tonight.
Okay.
And right over here on the shelf, I've got a backup bottle of both Elijah Craig and Larceny. So I'm keeping those on the shelf because that's the mix, and it's really fruity. It brings out a lot of fruit notes. Separate, they're okay bourbons as base bourbons, but together you get a lot more notes out of it, and it's very pleasant. Now, in a little bit, I am going to try something I brought back from your place.
Nice.
It is Still Austin, limited release, single barrel, cast strength, 118 proof, October 22 Nancy pick.
There you go.
And if y'all don't know, Nancy Fraley, we call her Nancy the Nose. And was she a blender? Is that what she does? She's a master blender there for
She's a
Still
master
Austin.
blender.
And
for a lot of other companies too.
Right.
She's the one that makes Joseph Magnus, the
Yeah.
cigar blends and stuff. She
Yep.
works for like Wyoming Whiskey, I believe. Quite a few other people, actually.
Oh, absolutely.
She's on the move all the time around the country.
Right. But this is the one she did with Still Austin.
Yes.
And it was her pick. So I am going to look forward to that. But before we get too deep into this, let me go ahead and pull up this first hashtag.
Oh, cheers, Tater Dom.
And let me get this thing in there so we can spin it here in about 10 minutes. But there it is.
Speaking of Tater Dom, that's what I've just poured something you can only get in California. I got a little Corbin Cash in the glass
All
right now.
right.
This
All right.
is
Jimmy's random is here. Tater Dome.
the sour mash bourbon, 4-year-old, 106 proof.
Okay. Now, let me also mention what the
Hmm.
hashtag is tonight. Tonight
Okay.
is 2022's. So it was last year's top 10 best-selling American whiskey.
Oh,
So this
okay.
is just about volume,
Ah,
brand volume sold. I'm not
okay.
endorsing any of these, but there's some okay ones on the list. You're going to recognize them. And but that's what this is. And this one's worth 10 entries. So we're
Yeah.
back to 10. The first 5 are worth 10. The next 4 are worth 15. The last one's worth 20. But here's the new thing is the 8 o'clock put me in is for 10 entries. And that's from here on.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. No more 5s. It's for 10.
Excellent.
So if you're lucky enough to get some hashtag spins, you could walk away with 20 easy.
And Elijah Craig came in number 10, huh?
Came in number
Wow.
10 on the list
Well,
of, yeah.
I can see that. I can see there's a few other bourbons and whiskeys that would come in at a lot higher than that. You know, like I would guess like Jack Daniels,
Yeah,
Beam.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, both Larceny and Elijah Craig are both Heaven Hill products,
Hmm.
but they have their own distillery, right? Elijah Craig. So on the bottle, oh, it doesn't say on this one. Oh, it doesn't have a back label on it. Anyway, it's the Elijah Craig distillery, but doing Heaven Hill is
Dang.
like saying like you would have to do like Suntory products, you know.
Yeah, they're quite a big distillery. Lots of
Mm.
different products. Holy crap, they got so many products.
And we don't want to get into the Diageos and
Yeah,
Suntories and all that junk. But
yeah. I've got one bottle of a Suntory. It's a blend from 5 of their different distilleries. It's called
mhm.
AO,
Okay,
and
yeah, I've heard of it. Yep.
it's shoot, I don't even remember who all it is now. I'd have to go grab the bottle to tell you who all what all distilleries are mixed in it. But
Yeah, I'm gonna.
it wound up tasting kind of like a Scotch.
Well, yeah, because the Japanese went over the and learned in Scotland, and
Yep,
then took that knowledge back, and then locally sourced everything in Japan, and they do it all there, and they call it Japanese whiskey, but it's made a la Scotch.
exactly. Yeah, of that lineage. Yeah,
Yep.
that's the way they learned it, and that's their taste profile to
Yep.
lean toward.
Well, and one of my favorites is Hibiki.
Hmm.
That's a good one. Um,
I've seen a few different ones. I have not tried it yet, like the Hibiki Harmony, and
yeah,
I've seen I don't know 2 or 3 other different expressions of it, but I haven't tried them.
I've had a couple of them, but I was in a whiskey bar and they had it, and I said, "Yeah, I'll try a Hibiki for the vendor paying." And
Oh, there you go. Sure, all day long.
Hmm. Oh man, I didn't know if I was going to make this show on time. Um, I'm going to get rid of this remove from studio here. It's bugging me. I had that made for to get to be together or whatever thing down there.
Hmm.
But no, I mean Hibiki's good. I've had the Harmony and something else. I can't remember what it was. But I also tried to play Pokemon that night and catch them all.
Yeah.
And and I had to fly out the next day, but I didn't fly out till like noon, so
Ah, well,
that
at
was
least you got to
good.
sleep in.
Kathy Bates in the house.
Yep. Cheers, Kathy, and Slapshots Roadhouse, Brian. Good to see you, brother.
Mm. The other announcement I was going to make,
Hmm.
aside from the put me in, is now called put me in for 10. It's going to be worth 10, and the supers are all they're going to consistently be worth 10
Okay.
for every dollar. So I'm just going to leave it there. It's easier to count and add up. It's easier when I'm putting the entries into the sheet. Jerry J, what's going on?
Cheers,
So
Jerry.
the thing we do with the supers is we don't really, I mean, we don't shout that out a lot, but I sort of put that measure in as a catch up. If you get behind, also, if you read the rules under the in the community tab, I changed some rules down there. I added the prizes, detailed the prizes. I also put in I upped the membership entries. So basically, if you're a member of the 80 proof, you get a couple of things. One, you don't have to be present to win any member level, and you get 20 entries a month for 60 entries per quarter. If you're a member for all those months, I'll give you 60 extra entries. Now, the Bottled and Bond members get a free glass every 6 months that they're members, and I'm going to send those out soon. And because I've got 3 that are getting glasses right now, and you also get 120 entries per quarter extra, and
Perfect.
so that's 40 per month that you're a member. And I keep track of it. I let YouTube keep track of it. It tells me they've been a member for this many months and yada yada, and all that. And then yeah, that's about all I changed, I guess. Well,
That's not
that
too much.
and the hashtags. I'm not going to write anyone's name down twice. It's always going to be plus, 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 and spin again.
There you go. Makes it easier.
Yep. But keep entering. If you win one time, don't worry about it. Keep putting the hashtag in because I'll give you the entries, but I'll just keep spinning until I get someone that hasn't won yet.
Well, that Corbin Cash is not bad at all. For
Which
only
means
4-year-old.
So the next drawing is September 7th.
Oh, okay. I thought I was thinking August for some reason.
No, because it's the first Thursday of that month ending the quarter.
Hmm.
And then it'll be October, November, and the first week of December. First Thursday in December will be
Gotcha.
the next one. And so
Miss Sexy Voice.
Miss Kathy Bates. And so yeah, we got trying to think if I'm giving everybody all the details. That's it for now, I guess. Well, so but the entries, what I was going to say is the next drawing is September 7th because the actual Thursday it should have been was like the 31st. But because the first Thursday then is the 7th.
Excuse me.
And I'm just going to keep it easy and do it that way. And then I'm going to have to get the entries in that wheel of names. I'm going to have to start on the 6th, trying to get it to not choke on all that because it's going to be a bunch. Because I've upped the ante here a little bit. All right, we are at 6:58. I am about to present this screen and spin for this Elijah Craig hashtag top 10 2022's top 10 best-selling American whiskeys. Elijah Craig came in number 10. Good luck, everybody. This is for 10 entries to the wheel.
Alrighty.
And we are landing on me. That's Lori.
That would be Lori.
So I'm going to put 10 down. Then I'm going to draw again. I don't have to let the confetti die down on that one. Watch it get stuck on me all night. Peter Dom. There we go.
There you go.
And I'm going to make sure I write small and leave plenty of room to add the plus stuff on there. All right. Now I will set the next one up and we will get going down that road.
There you go.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, hey there, Hanging AZ. How you doing, bro?
Now this one is a rye. Well, the most common one you associate with this one is a rye.
Okay.
I just don't like bending over that far to pick it up off the bottom shelf.
But but it's a good one. That Rittenhouse is pretty dang good rye.
Well, the Rittenhouse rye, but I'm talking about their cheap. They have a
Uh,
cheap Rittenhouse.
yeah.
And when they say Rittenhouse, it's everything from their distill, from
Uh,
that brand.
yeah.
So they're going to be counting all the folks that go in and spend $7 and all the way up.
Yeah. I was surprised when I first got a bottle of Rittenhouse and poured a neat pour of that.
Hmm.
Wow, it had a very long finish on it. I was really surprised with that. I was like, dang,
Yeah,
this
yeah. I mean,
might
it's
not
not
be too
bad at
bad.
all.
Should make a really good old fashioned or something too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I drink ryes, and I have of course, the Still Austin one down on my shelf, and I've got
Hmm.
a Rossville Union.
Hmm.
Um, I've got a Whistle Pig. I'm not a fan of Whistle
I'm not a
Pig.
fan of Whistle Pig myself either.
And I got a bottle of Sazerac, but that's because they sent it to me for free. I took one drink out of it, and there's the bottle.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I'm
it's
not a big fan of it
okay.
either.
You know, well, it's kind of like, everybody's got their own palate and taste. It's kind of like at Blanton's. Everybody's out for that. And I finally traded a bottle and got myself a bottle of Blanton's. And I'm like, I don't see what the hype's about.
Yep.
But, to each his own. I've had people come by the house here that they're like, oh, wow, you got that? Can I try it? I'm like, sure. Here, I'll pour you some of it. See what you think. Some people like it, some people don't.
Well, I just
No,
highlighted Fulton's message he sent earlier about going to
pick up his gold medal.
pick up his gold medals. And we are happy for you, Fulton.
Yes, sir.
There we go. All right.
Oh, is anybody in the chat sipping on anything, or is it too early?
Might be too early. Early is for beginners.
Well,
Or
yeah.
too early is for beginners. It's never too early.
It just depends on what shift you're working.
No, that's true.
I've worked midnight shifts and afternoon shifts and stuff like that. You get off work at 2 in the morning or 6 in the morning, something like that, and you're having a cold beer at 7 in the morning,
Yeah.
or something like that. It's like, hey, what are you doing drinking beer so early? Well, I worked all night,
Yeah.
so
Somebody asked me one time, they said, well, when do you go to bed? And I said, depends on when I start drinking. Ah, Big Daddy
Oh,
H, Miller Lite.
yep. Too early for hanging.
Yeah, Arizona. That's a couple hours back there.
Yeah,
I
what
mean,
is he?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock? Come on now. It's afternoon. Jeez.
Sometimes if it's a weekend, I might start at 3.
Yeah.
But I'm also in bed by 8:30 if I do.
Yeah. Well, you're getting to be a geezer now. I see all that gray in the beard coming on.
Yeah, well, but I do that sometimes on Saturday. If the weather's going to be nice on Sunday, I'll do that, and I'll go to bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then I'm out there mowing the yard, weed eating and stuff before
Yeah.
noon, and then
Oh yeah.
man, I tell you what, I love it, love the fence, love it, love it, love it. We got a fence for the dogs.
Yeah. You got the
It's
privacy fence up.
no, it's a chain link, but it's a black
Oh.
chain link that's 5 foot tall.
Oh. Wow.
And it really does make the backyard far more usable for everybody. We've hung out there a lot
Excellent.
since we got the fence. The dogs have a dog door; they can go in and out.
Yep.
You just have to watch when they sneak in with those squeaky balls from outside. We have to throw them back out because they're loud.
Yeah.
But they can't keep it secret. They'll
Yeah.
get it in there.
I'm looking forward to when I move into the new place from this one, because
Mhm.
this one here, I mean, it's fenced in, but it's fenced in for cattle.
Right.
So
Right.
a lot of it's like the square panel fencing,
Mhm.
but then some of it's just like barbed wire. So the
Right.
dogs will just go right underneath that,
Yep.
and then they're over there rolling in cow crap or something.
Right.
So it's like, oh my God, they'll come back all happy and stuff. Look at me, hey, how you doing? I smell good. No, you're green.
Yeah, you green puppy.
Oh, you're green and stinking. Oh my God, I gotta wash your butt again. What the heck?
I'm gonna grab
Uh,
another
let,
glass. I'm
there
actually
you
gonna
go.
grab a Glencairn for this one. I want to pour this Nancy pick. I can't wait on it
All
anymore.
right, yeah, yeah. Pour you some of that, man.
All right.
If you're not a member of 21090's Patreon, they got a Nancy pick. Well, not, take it back. Let me get that back. They have a pick of Still Austin that they're going to be putting out to their Patreons. And Nancy told them where to go in the Rick house and said, check this one, check over here, check over here.
Yep.
So they had like 5 different samples of what she was looking at, and they got one of those barrels. So I am so looking forward to that, and I'll probably be sending you a bottle of that
Oh, goody.
since you're not
I'm
a.
looking way forward to that. Now
We'll
this, I'm gonna let
we'll
get.
see how you like this one. I'm not sure which one you're drinking, in October
This is
or
October
March.
22.
Okay, so that would be the November pick, basically. They poured it like the month before, and then that's the next month is what they named the pick.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the March pick was poured in February.
That has some good floral notes to it.
Hmm.
A little bit. I'm picking up a little bit of that pine
Hmm.
aroma out of it, but that's the rye.
Yeah, there's a little bit of rye in it.
Yeah. And when you use a certain variation of rye, a certain strain of
Strain.
it, you can get that. It's sort of like it's not as much as what they can do with hops with beer. I mean, you
Yeah.
can get hops that taste like mango and
Oh yeah.
pineapple and stuff. But all right, well, I'm gonna taste this here.
All right, give it a shot. See what you think. Oh no, sorry about that, Sugar Kitty. I have never had those.
Woo!
My brother has dealt with that, and it is, from his
Wow.
opinion, is freaking horrible.
Hmm.
So get that dealt with as soon as you can, and hopefully everything passes just fine.
Yeah, you need to get that medicine because that medicine helps break that down, and then
Uh,
it'll because if you don't, and they come, oh, it does not feel good.
mm.
Now I
Oh
want to I
well.
want to show you the difference in color between the Elijah Craig and Larceny mixed together, and look at that.
Well, that's Texas for you there, baby.
Yes, sir.
Oh well, good luck with that there, RB. Better you than me, brother.
City council meeting.
Mm,
Man, that is delicious.
good. I'm glad you
That
like
is
it.
so good. The
Now,
on the nose is completely different than the palate. I'm
yep.
getting that cocoa on the finish.
Hmm.
It's like a dark chocolate finish. And I'll give you a few more notes here. This is really, really good though.
Well, I'm pouring some. What is this? Poor man's Pappy.
Mm,
60% Weller Antique 107 and 40% Weller 12 that I got from Fat Axe Bourbon.
add Axe bourbon. All right.
Another good channel. If y'all ain't subbed to him, y'all should check him out. He's a fantastic person,
Oh, yeah.
fireman, ex Air Force, good man.
Oh, yeah. Well, and if y'all know what a goat head is, that little
Yeah, yeah,
they grow in Texas, and they're
yep,
thorn,
yeah, they're
and
about that big.
oh, they can get you. And when we first went to Texas, we were getting a tree. Well, it wasn't the first time I was there, but the first time, and we were going to get a real tree from
Hmm.
a farm. And the farm had a maze for the kids, and it had big slide and
Yep.
little cars you can paddle around the track, and it was a whole big thing. And you pay a little admission, but they give you like you could go without buying a tree, but if you bought a tree, they took the admission off the price of the
Oh,
tree.
nice.
So,
There you go.
and they did the tractor ride. So you line up by the in the barn, and it was one of those big long like a hangar barn that was open on both ends,
Hmm.
and you could get up on the trailer, and they would drive you up the hill and over to where the trees are, and they had saws hanging there, and you could grab a saw and go. And I was like, yeah, me man, I'm gonna cut tree. And so I went over there and I went to get on the ground to cut the tree, and I put my knee right on a goat head. I got right back up.
Yep. Trying to jerk that thing out your knee.
And then,
Dang, Sugar Kitty.
I'll finish the story here in a second. I got to present this though. We have to spin this thing. All right, we are Rittenhouse. Good luck, everybody. Here we go for 10 entries to the quarterly drawing. And
We'll say a prayer for you there, Sugar Kitty.
Hanakalani.
Yeah, exactly, Jerry. Only a 9mm slug. Sheesh.
Yeah, that hurt.
Oh.
It's the pain that keeps on giving too.
Oh, yeah. Thank God I've never had to deal with that, and hopefully I won't never have to.
Well, and then after that, the guy comes up, and I was like, shit, they can cut these trees down. And he comes up there with a big leather mat and lays it down.
He knows
and
better.
puts his knee on it. Oh, Kathy Bates, I got to write this down.
Oh, Jim Beam. Okay.
All
That's
right.
still kind of low for Beam. What is that? Number 7, 8?
8.
8.
Yep, number 8 on the list.
Well, I've not had Pappy before, but I don't think this is quite the same as Pappy.
Now there is one on the list. I guarantee you would not be that high if it hadn't have been for John Travolta in that movie.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Cheers, William Hall.
I think it was John Travolta. I think it was. I'll have to check on that.
Oh, well, hey there, Miss Piggy. Cheers.
Yeah, let me look this up right quick. Wait, I might be wrong about that. Well, no. I'm sorry. It was Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, okay.
So Sylvester Stallone, and it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but it was Bullet to the Head.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Yeah, it didn't do that well, but he goes in. William Hall's in the house, so he goes into a bar carrying his own bottle with him, and they're like, "Hey man, you can't bring that in here." He said, "Do you serve this here?" And they're like, "No." He said, "Then give me a glass." The type thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, here,
I like
put this on the shelf and serve me some.
Yeah, I like Bullet 10-year okay.
Yeah.
But regular Bullet, I really don't like the rye.
Isn't that just an MGP? Or are they making their own juice now?
Well, no, they must be making their own. I gotta look that up because now, see, you got me wondering. I didn't really study Bullet that much.
I thought that they were using Indiana MGP. Yeah. Well, was it Ross and Squibb or whatever they want to call it now? I thought they were using that stuff at least to start with. But
let's see. What distillery makes Bullet bourbon? Bullet Distilling Company.
Okay.
Shelbyville, Kentucky.
Well, I'll be dang.
I mean, a lot of distilleries start off blending, like cutting MGP into their stuff until they get on their feet. I mean, that's a long time to float that cash output.
Yep.
What it takes to start a distillery.
Oh, for sure. There's a good one down here now called Gulf Coast Distilling, and they're kind of like an MGP. They're making a lot of different stuff, and then they have their 95.5 rye, like an MGP mash bill. Who is it? I think Prideful Goat. I believe that's what they're using right now. And there's a few other people that are, importing that and then blending and aging it themselves and that kind of thing too.
Yeah, Fulton, I feel for you, but I don't feel that bad for you for the 8:30 start time because by 8:30 in the morning, I've already worked almost 2 hours.
Yep.
I've been in it.
What about Ren and Stimpy, Sugar Kitty? I love me some Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, my favorite was the Universe Eliminator.
Yeah,
Have you
I
seen that
remember
one?
that.
Yeah.
Oh man, trippy. That's funny.
Oh
They had
shit.
some good stuff, you know. That and then what was the one that came on right after them? Um, the mice. Um,
Mm, Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain. There you go. What are we gonna do tonight, Brain? What we do every night? Try to take over the world.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep. Take over the world. All right. Yeah, that's it. Oh man, way back in the day, I used to watch Thundercats and what was that
Ah,
one where they flew in the jets? They had like a bird beak on their helmets.
I
Gosh,
don't
what was
know.
it?
I think I was stuck on Looney Tunes and
Oh, that stuff. No, I was like come home from school and they would have a little afternoon cartoon thing.
uh,
I can't
yeah,
remember it all now. No, Itchy Scratchy. That was off of Simpsons.
yep.
That was the show within the show. It's sort of like what do they call it on South Park? The two guys from Canada that fart on each other.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whatever it is, I don't watch enough of it.
Yeah, it's been too long now. I want to say Ken or something, but I'm probably wrong.
Nah, I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is. Oh, Animaniacs. That was crazy. I used to watch Animaniacs just to see how far they would push the envelope with their inside jokes.
Yeah,
I mean, that was pretty. They got pretty
that
raunchy
dog
on there.
cat. Yeah,
Oh,
cat
Terrence
dog.
and Phillip. That's it. Terrence and
There you
Phillip
go.
from South Park. Yeah.
Yep, I ain't got it.
See, that's that type of stuff. I know it when I hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, cat dog. That was cat dog, cat dog. Yeah,
It
cat
was
dog.
pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of funny. What
Uh,
was the what was the other little dog one? It had the ant and they were saying was like
Oh, the little
an old
scared
man.
dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one with the. I never really watched much of it. It was a cowardly dog.
yeah. Courage the cowardly
Courage
dog.
the cowardly dog. That was it.
Yeah, that way it had some trippy stuff on that thing for sure.
Hmm.
Oh, airplane. Oops.
I mean, I kind of liked some of the things that Robot Chicken did, but gosh, they didn't play it till like midnight, and then it was only on for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I mean, they just pushed the envelope and stuff like that.
Ah, yeah. How about powdered toast, man?
Says the
Remember that one?
cat.
Yeah.
I like some of the cartoons that push they push the envelope with what they can get away with.
Man, well, a lot of the old school ones, they pushed it a lot. You didn't quite realize it back then,
Right.
and they were funny. I mean, and nowadays everybody's all woke about it and stuff, and oh, it's too brutal, and this, that, and the other. I'm like, oh, come on. It's a stupid cartoon. You know,
Yeah.
me watching Tom and Jerry as a kid, or Roadrunner, and Coyote. I never went up and blew nothing up, or
Yeah.
that kind of
Oh,
stupidity. Come
Foghorn
on.
Leg. Yeah, Foghorn
Yeah.
Leghorn. He'd be like,
Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
go away,
Love
son.
that.
You're bothering me."
Exactly. Yeah. And
RB and
Yosemite
I.
Sam, and Marvin the Martian and all those. They were great.
Oh
That
yeah.
was some good fun. It was funny and everything else. Bugs Bunny, man, he had a gobs of different stuff with Bugs Bunny.
I want
I
my
forgot
Hassan Pfeffer.
what was the guy's name. Mel Brooks, I think,
Yeah.
was that his name? That
Well,
voiced
that
all the
was
characters.
no, 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 no. Mel Brooks.
Oh, he was
He
a different guy. He was yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that voiced all like Bugs
Mel Blanc.
Bunny and Mel Blanc? There we go. That guy, god dang, he was fantastic.
Dang, that's good, dude. The more you drink on that Still Austin, the better it
Yep.
gets.
Now,
But
she said that they're going to start releasing from now on. The Nancy picks are going to be 5 years old and then 6 years old.
oh,
they're gonna keep getting a little bit older.
All right. Well, I'm going to try a little of this one that we don't know. So,
Not me, Fulton. I don't know how to do Donald Duck.
so this is how this came back. I wrote that on there a little bit ago, and Mark said, "No, I gave you a March."
Yeah,
Nancy
try
picked. When I got here, there was no writing on it. Hang on, I got to spin this thing.
Okay.
I got to do what everybody's here for. Get entries. They just tolerate our conversation. You know.
No, I don't do impressions very well there, Fulton.
Slap shot. All right, there we go.
Great one there, Sugar Kitty. Yeah.
All
I
right.
always loved Marvin.
Now let me set this next one up. Yeah, I can't believe when I got back, that was the only one. It was in the same box with all the rest of them. Maybe what I did was put the wrong label. Like I was writing the label out on your counter.
Yeah.
And maybe I pulled the wrong sticker off and put on there.
Very possible. But try that one, compare it to the one you just had. And
I'm
if
about
it's
to.
fairly close but better,
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's definitely the March pick. Because dang, that one, it was fantastic. I mean, I've got probably that, let's see here, that much left in the bottle of the March pick. Man, it was great.
I'm just going to pour a little of this one just to see. I mean, I poured enough. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going to pour enough to see.
Yep. Man, Marvin was cool. Marvin the Martian was cool.
You know what? I think you're right. I'm getting some of the same florally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The taste will be
this
just
one-
a little bit different.
This one's a little darker on the nose, though.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Exactly.
as florally. I'm not picking up the pine.
Yep.
And it's a little like more of a brown sugar nose than the other one. But we'll see.
There you go. It'll be different on the palate. I think the palate will be better than the last one.
Oh, all right. I think we got it. I put a question mark at the bottom, but I think we got it.
Yep.
Man, that is good right there.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not
Man.
getting as much cocoa or that dark chocolate on the finish.
Yeah. I still get a little bit of that kind of fruit note, like dark fruits like plums and things like that.
Or
But,
baked, like a baked fruit, in a not like a apple pie or anything, but like a cobbler type, like a cherry
yeah.
cobbler type thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
really good.
Man, some of those barrels where they're aging them down here, and they're what did she say they were doing with them? They're actually doing like a slow water reduction in them to keep the proof down a little bit.
Yeah.
So they wind up being the barrel proof. It stays at 118-ish.
Right. And I don't
Something like
know
that.
I don't have a proof on this one. I know the other one was under 120.
I think this one is too.
Yeah. Okay.
I can go look and tell you.
You can message me with it sometime. Yeah, we don't have to stop the show for it or anything.
Well, if you do want another sample of that, I've got a little bit more, so I can send you some
Well,
more of
I
that.
don't want to. I know that once these are gone, they're gone.
Yep, that's what it is.
Yeah, and I
But-
mean, if you wanted to swap a sample, I can send you the Bell Mead Cast Strength 2006. I can
I've got a
send you
Bell Mead in there.
but you don't have this one, and I've got about that much left in the bottle, so I can pour you a little of that, and we can do a little swap. I would
That'll
feel
work for
better
me.
about that because
That'll
I'm
work.
losing out of my backup, and you're losing out of your backup.
That's all right. No worries. I've got a backup of that bottle.
Oh, you do?
Yes, sir.
But you'll never be able to get that again.
Nope. That's it. I got one backup, and that's it.
This piggy.
But at least I got a backup that I can share with other people. So
Yeah. Oh, since people are here now, let me go ahead and shout this out again because I put a lot of people down, and I couldn't remember. And when you put something like Miss Piggy in, you get all kind of people with that name. I tried to @ hash, like tag y'all in my community post, but I don't want to tag the wrong person. So just make sure you check the community tab on my uh, uh, channel page, and it's got all the tabs across there. Just go to community, and the latest post right at the top is typically going to be the Thursday post. I do it right before the show, like a few hours before the show. Like I'll do it in the afternoon or something late, and then you can see how many entries you have accumulated over the entire quarter. And it's got all the rules and all the prizes listed and all that stuff. But yeah, you can go find your name down there, and there's your entries that you got. And if you look in there and you say, whoa, wait a minute, I thought I won da 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 da.
Yeah.
Because you can look from the week before, like if it's 2 weeks in a row, you can look from the week before and go, wait, last week I had 50, and this week you say I have 70, but I won a 40 entry thing or whatever. So
Cheers, Marty. Whiskey
now,
nose.
I
And
will tell
well
you.
done, Sugar Kitty. Good for you, brother. I'll drink to that.
A little bit.
That
Okay.
is not bad.
Awesome. That's happy dance right there. Because when it comes out like a goat head, that's what it feels like. Even though you can barely see it, but if you picture in your mind a freaking whole goat head coming.
Yep. Well, that's not too bad.
Marty,
The little blend there of the 107 and the 12-year-old. That's not bad.
I
Well,
haven't
I've never
done
had
that,
each one.
but I can tell you these two together make a completely different bourbon, and it's actually. I mean, I'm not telling you that it's a poor man's anything. I'm just telling you it makes them both a little better.
Yeah.
Than just the base bourbon, but it's still not. You're getting about what you pay. I would say the bourbon in the bottle is probably worth about, instead of being like $36, it's probably worth 45. But you're getting twice the bourbon because you're getting double 750 milliliters.
There you go.
Because you're mixing them half and half. Yeah. 9-headed razor blade throwing star. Heck yeah.
Woo. Well, better you than me, brother.
But let's see, 27. Oh, we're getting close again. See, we get in these conversations and time flies by. Man, I'm glad you told me what that could have been, and I'm glad I tried them side by side because I'm convinced now that that's what that is.
Yep. I'd have to agree. That's more than likely what it is.
Yep.
While you're doing this spin, I'm going to grab me a cold beer. I'll be right back.
Okay, you do that, and I'm going to present this screen and get the shows on the roads. Wild Turkey. Here we go. 14 entries on the wheel. Good luck, everybody. And remember the new rules. Only one. I'll write down if somebody wins twice. I put the Fulton. I put the plus by their name, however many entries they won, and then I spin again. So there's no more 2 times. I mean, you'll win. Keep putting the entries, or keep
There
putting
you
the
go,
hashtags.
Fulton.
You'll get all your entries. I'm pretty meticulous about keeping track of all this stuff. I'm not going to put the apostrophe in this. I'm not going to put the apostrophe. I know it has one. But I'm not going to put that type of stuff in these tonight because people are on their phones and I want to keep it as simple as possible. So no apostrophe S on Jack Daniels.
Cheers. Thank you, Tater Dom.
And I'll do the same for another one coming up. So what beer are you drinking there? Oh, Pliny. Oh, that's a good one.
I got that one thanks to Tater Dom, and it is a really good summer beer, especially here for Texas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that
It's
was
got
so good. Yeah.
just a little bit of that, kind of sour flavor to it. It's not
Now,
too hoppy, but it's got a little bit of hops to it, I
yeah,
think.
Jimmy gave us some a couple of it was French toast bastard, but that,
Huh.
I would say that's more of a winter beer.
Ah, okay.
It does taste just like, I mean, you can taste the maple syrup. You can it's buttery. You can taste
Yeah.
the egginess. I mean, it tastes like French toast in a bottle, and no lie, all the way.
Yeah, that's one of
Uh,
those beers one, maybe two.
well, and
You're
it's
done with those.
14 point something percent.
Take that back. One.
One, yeah.
This one, I don't know what this one is.
Oh, it's I believe it was what, six,
Eight.
eight. Okay, I knew it was single
Yeah.
digits. I couldn't
Yeah, it's
remember.
not bad. That's not bad.
Let me tell you what a letdown is. A letdown is following two Nancy picks and going back to the Elijah Craig larceny.
Yep. That'll do it for you.
Woo!
Man.
I mean, I can still taste the fruity notes in the Elijah Craig and larceny, but there's it.
Mm.
It tastes washed out now
Yeah.
following those Nancy picks.
Yeah. The aging down here in Texas has really got a big hand in dealing with what's going on. I mean, besides the barrels, because if you have good barrels, you're going to wind up with good whiskey.
Oh yeah.
But and well, even well, kind of, sort of, because
So
you can start off with good whiskey, but if depending on how it's aging and in what barrel it's in, it's going to be different. Each barrel is going to be slightly different than the other one because of different wood, how it aged, how
yep.
it was seasoned, where it
Temperature.
grew, the whole 9 yards.
Yep.
How old the tree was, it all factors in.
I don't know if I'm gonna pour any of this Corbin cask.
Actually, it was quite tasty. I had a little
Well,
pour of
tonight.
the 4-year-old sour mash
I mean,
earlier.
that's 130 proof, man. Yeah.
Oh, that one's a little stout. I don't know what's that
I
one.
mean, I'll have it, but now there's also this Treaty Oak single barrel Ghost Hill.
Yeah,
It's
that one,
111.4.
that one's not too bad.
Yeah, but the way you
It's
said that, the Nancy picks are going to ruin it. So I'm gonna.
yeah, yeah. The Nancy Pickle spanked that one.
Yeah, I would open that Rebecca Creek, but I still have the Nancy picks.
Oh, did I give you the Rebecca Creek, the double oaked?
No. I bought a bottle of the double. I bought it though at that store you told me to go to.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
double barrel. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, try that. That's gonna hang with a Nancy.
You
That's
think?
got yeah. That one is really good.
All right. Sneak preview, guys, because I normally don't open these till I do a review on them. But
Yeah, that one. I have to go get me a second. I gotta get a backup of that bottle because it is
yeah, I
so
wished
good.
I'd known. I would have bought another one because it wasn't that expensive.
No, I think it was what 50, $60 maybe, something like
Yeah,
that.
it was under. I think it was under 60. So it
I
was
believe
probably
you're right.
50 something, 50, maybe 54.
Yep.
I mean,
Maybe
I
just
just,
a little bit of air, and man, that's a good bottle. It really is.
all right, I'm going to pour it. I'm going to pour it over this Elijah Craig larceny stuff here. Woo, it's
Man,
dark. I'm not going
oh
to pour a
yeah,
lot of it though.
yeah, it's
Man.
dark. I think the second aging was in Spanish oak.
Yeah, that's what it says on there. Spanish oak.
That's a good
Limited
one.
release. Holy moly, that's 124 proof.
It doesn't drink like that though.
All right.
Honestly, it drinks like maybe 100, 105.
Man, I just want everybody to see how dark that is.
Yep,
That
that's
is
good.
that's worse than sunglasses right there.
Hmm.
Ooh, look how dark that is.
And it's vicious or viscous.
Oh, I was gonna say it's probably vicious too if you drink too much of it.
Well, it can be, yeah, for sure. That one will be one of those creep up on you because, like I said, it does not drink at the proof.
Well, let me tell you what. The first thing I got on the nose was freaking oak, just oak. Yeah, a lot. Well, not as bad. No, I'm telling you this. No, it's not as bad as that Garrison Brothers up there.
Oh,
Okay?
heck no. Heck
You
no.
cannot touch that stuff.
Man, that one, that stuff is just so over oaked anymore. I had
Yeah.
some of the stuff when it first came out, and I had probably, I'll see, I had one bottle with my brother, and it was really good. And we probably polished off like half that bottle one night. And I'm glad that I was at his house and I had a designated driver to bring my highest home. But I'm like, wow, I gotta find me a bottle of this. So I went out the next day or day after, found a bottle of it, and it was pretty good. It was comparable, but it wasn't quite the um, same mash bill, same corn and everything else that the first bottle was. So I went, well, maybe the next bottle will be better. I got another bottle of it, and it was not even close. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
you're drinking, like now you go to nose it or something like you're like, holy crap! The oak on this thing it just slaps you all upside the head,
Yeah.
and it's
No, this one's not
tannins
that
from
bad.
all get out and everything else.
No, the Garrison Brothers I have is a small batch. That's the only one that they've sold here.
Ah,
And I picked it up here in North Carolina.
I got you.
But it almost ran me off their expression.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've
Uh,
given them up on them. I mean, for me, that's just they over oak it for me. I just can't
yeah.
drink any of their stuff. Plus the price point on it too,
Yeah,
way
I
too
paid
pricey.
$100 and something for that bottle. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not paying that for chewing on an oak stave.
Yeah. All right, let me taste this. I've gotten a
Hey,
lot of
Twisted.
air in it.
Ahoy, Groovy.
Man, that is interesting.
It'll grow on you.
Yep, yeah, I can tell. I'm
Yep.
getting a lot of the dark, sweet, molassesy stuff off
Yes, sir.
the palate.
Hmm.
It's peppery on the finish, spices back there on the
Nice
finish,
long lingering finish on it.
and oak. But it doesn't. The finish is not like charred oak. It's like it's almost like a toasted oak finish at the back.
Yep.
But I'm not getting the marshmallowy palate off of a toasted oak.
Not yet. Give it just a little bit. Let it air out just a little bit. On your second, third
Mm,
sip on that stuff there, you'd be like, wow, this is kind of
okay.
opened up. It is getting, it'll get a little bit better. It's weird.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Well, I'm glad I tried this and I didn't just do a 5 minute review on it. I'm really, we're going to work through this glass here. Uh, got a new Lego set in. That's another week. He's going to be doing stuff. Ahoy, ahoy. And we are at 6:37. Not quite there yet. We got another minute or so, and then I'm going to spin this thing again. We are on Jack Daniels, tonight's 2022's top 10 best selling American whiskeys by brand. So this is no single expression. This is the whole brand selling stuff.
And Jack didn't make it into the top five?
It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's number 6.
Dang. That's surprising.
Yeah, well, wait till you hear the ones coming up. But all of these ones coming up, almost all of them anyway, um, have so many different expressions, and one of them in particular is well sought after.
Ah,
Um, so I don't know. I'm starting to get. I mean, I love that Buffalo Trace is making money. Okay, and I love that they're doing well as a business, but
yes, sir.
they don't have mine. Not like that.
Yep. You
That
got
they're
some good marketing.
overpricing everything, and they are creating hype left and right, and that's what the hell they're selling is hype. And
Yep.
it's becoming more and more prevalent all the time. And they have a new release coming out now. I think it's called Daniel Weller.
No,
So
okay.
I believe it's right, Daniel. It was William LaRue Weller's grandfather. So they created this expression with some Essen freaking wheat that was ancient, like the Egyptians made beer with it 6,000 years ago, that type of crap. And the MSRP coming out of Buffalo Trace is $499.
Ooh, hard pass on that.
I
Not for me,
mean,
baby.
the MSRP on a bottle of Pappy is $289.
Yeah, I'm not buying no Pappy either.
But I mean, I would if I could get it for retail. All right, I got to spin before I rip Buffalo Trace a new one. Hang on. All right. I mean, I like Buffalo Trace. I like Eagle Rare. I like other expressions,
Yeah.
but it's just the man, that's shady. All right. Good luck, everybody.
Well, there's always what was it? The
Slap shot again. Now, this is a plus 10 for slap shot. And because only one I write them down one time and then I draw again. But you did get the entries there, slap shot. So now you're up to 20 entries. Because this one is still worth 10.
As it relates to
Anna Kalani gets plus 10. See, this is how this goes.
Excellent.
But now I'm going to spin again. And I'm leaving plenty of room to write these plus 10s down. Because next is going to be plus 15. We are not going to let this wheel keep screwing people. Twisted art lady. See there?
There we go.
That's a unique. What I got to noticing over time, and I do go back and I trend and I do the analysis of previous drawings, quarters, and I want to make this fair and I want to make it fun. And what I noticed are the same people win over and over and over again. So I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it likes their name better. I don't know. But I want more unique people to get their names written down and get these entries. So the next one is surprising to me, Woodford Reserve, but it's not, because the regular old Woodford Reserve in almost any bar you go into that's not an absolute freaking dive, Woodford Reserve is their top shelf bourbon.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, right there, up there on top. And a lot of the price driving up the sales for these things are how they sell to bars.
Yeah.
And that's going to be your biggest pull right there.
Mm-hmm.
And like Tito's vodka is the bar pour for everybody. So Tito's is going to be up there pretty high. But they're not a whiskey, they're a neutral spirit. So they didn't make the list.
I can tell you with Tito's, when he first started out, I was working as a welder at the time, and he came into the shop and he wanted us to make part of a condenser for him. Mm-hmm. So I did some copper welding and things like that for him. And he brought us in some bottles of vodka when he got done using it, And back then, it was really good vodka. Nowadays, he's right across the street from me, where I'm at right now. Man, he's got a huge plant. They're building on extra warehouses, more, stills and everything else. And his pot distilled whiskey, vodka now, I guarantee it's not pot distilled. It's column distilled because it's vodka. And it's not as good as it was when he first started out. But he's got a good name for himself now, and he's had numerous people, like Suntory and all these other people that are trying to buy him out and everything. And he's like, no, you just piss up a rope. No, I built this thing from the ground up. I'm keeping it. I'm making millions of dollars. You can just, piss off.
Yep, piss off. Yeah, Sugar Kitty. This was limited not to the parent company, but the distillery itself. So this was the brand from their campus labeled that they distilled there. So, and I think everybody knows Jack Daniels Jack Daniels and Jim Beam both have some of the biggest freaking operations that are out there. So,
but Jack, now it was Beam and Turkey.
I mean, if we get into because it's Beam Suntory, right? I mean, that's if we got into all that and you look at the sales of Suntory and you look at the sales of Brown Forman and you look at the sales of Diageo, I mean, all of a sudden, where do you stop? And then you're going to end up with a handful of companies and I wouldn't have a top 10. I'd have a top 5.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Wait, she said usually not. I don't know what the usually not was for, but anyway, we got that. Mm. Yes, the Rebecca Creek is growing on me like crazy.
I'm telling you, that's why I went ahead
It's
and got a backup with that one.
Yeah, it's one of those bourbons that when you first start drinking it, you don't know what to think about it, and the more
Yeah,
you get into it, the more layers of notes start coming out.
exactly.
And now I'm picking up almost a malty vibe off of it, like a
Mm,
chocolate malt
exactly.
in there.
Yes.
And man, it is very, very interesting.
It's a neat. Definitely a neat whiskey. I really
No, I'm
enjoyed it. And
really
like you
glad I
said,
have a bottle. Yeah.
more you more you just let it sit in the glass, let it get a little air, come back to it like 15, 20 minutes from now, and you go, wow, I didn't notice that a minute ago. It's one of those exploratory whiskeys.
Oh yeah, it
You
really is.
know?
Well, and I call it the roller coaster because I
Yeah.
was telling people before one of the reasons I bought like if I'm just having a whiskey on Friday night or something,
Mm,
I'll put it. Sometimes I'll do my ice. Now I don't do it all the time because I do the clear ice, and
hmm.
so I freeze it from the top down, and then I have the silicone thing, and you pull it out, and you pop them out, and they're crystal clear, and you put them in the glass
Yeah.
because they melt really slowly.
Yeah.
So you're able to drink the bourbon without it watering down too much.
Hmm.
Because you put regular crushed ice in a bourbon, it just whoop, you're watered down right away, and
Yeah.
you can't control the drip, right? Like the IV drip.
Yeah.
And I've taken bourbons before where I have 3 different snifters, and I pour like a half an ounce in each one, and I'll put 2 drops of water in that one and 3 in this one, and then try it neat, and then with like 2 drops of water and maybe 2 or 4 drops of water. You don't want to go too many drops because it's only a half an ounce. Now,
Yeah.
we talk about 5 drops. You're talking about an ounce and a half of bourbon. But I want to see what it would taste like if I had it on ice and it was melting very slowly.
Hmm.
That's what I call the roller coaster ride that you get.
Oh, okay.
Now, this one is giving me the ride without putting any water in it.
Exactly.
It's just
That's what I
building
was
on
saying.
it.
Give it just a little bit of air time,
Yep.
and just time in general. Give it a little bit of time and give it a little palate adjustment to it, and it's like,
Mm.
wow, it just kind of keeps getting better.
Wow, the notes coming out in there now are they're like a black cherry mixed with
Yeah,
cocoa or like milk chocolate almost. It's almost like a chocolate malt, like a milk chocolate shake malt with
yep,
like dark cherry in it. And man, it's getting better every sip.
yep,
But
exactly.
it's
It's definitely it's a must buy for me.
oh, absolutely. Oh, if I'd known, I would have bought 2
Yeah,
easily. I came back from there because they didn't have the EH Taylor. They didn't have
but I got
King
that for you.
Stag. They didn't have, a lot of things that I was looking for. And I stopped in Tennessee in Nashville and I went to a liquor store and it was rush hour. And I mean, it took me over an hour to go check it. And I walked out of there with 0 bottles,
Oh, dang.
0. And the guy came over and he's like, "Are you looking for anything in particular?" And I said, "Do you have anything that if you put it on this shelf, it would walk out of the door in 10 minutes?" And he goes, "Nope. Everything we have is on the shelf." I said, "Adios." And I left
There you go.
because I was just avoiding, I was trying to get back through the traffic.
Yeah.
Thomas Metal, cheers. Oh, I don't think I shouted out Twisted. Twisted's here. I did because she won, but I didn't shout her out. I don't think I saw her when she came in.
Hey, Thomas Metal,
But chocolate and
sipping
cherry.
on that one right now. You can
Mm,
appreciate that beer.
man, this is
Cheers, brother.
getting. You know those good ones. The cherry cordials or the chocolate covered cherries.
Hmm.
Not the ones that have the Cadbury white stuff in there. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
clear, the ones that have the clear sugar
Yeah,
liquid
yeah.
in their milk chocolate, or maybe even like a darker, like a slightly darker milk chocolate,
Yep.
and they have a really good cherry inside and all that. That is what this is kind of reminding me of a little bit.
Yep. It kind of the longer it kind of lingers in the glass a little bit, it starts delving off into that aspect of the
Yeah.
man. It's just I like it. I really did.
Oh,
You know, once I tried it, I'm like, oh dang, I need to go get another bottle of this.
absolutely. But we're going to spin this one. Good luck, everybody. If you missed this hashtag, don't worry. We got another one coming right behind it.
Sell this? No, Sugar Kitty. This is Pliny the Elder, um,
Oh, that's
California,
Lori.
Russian River Brewing Company.
All right. And we're going to hit that draw again button here.
Go on there, Pete.
And
Don't sing me. Go, go, go.
Sugar Kitty.
Oh, there we go. Congratulations, Sugar Kitty.
All right. Let me mark that one off
Oh,
so I don't write it down again.
well, dang. Yeah, we done talked about it too much. I'm gonna have to go get my bottle now.
Oh, it is so good, man. It just keeps
Sheesh.
growing on you.
Oh, I know it. I'm gonna have to get mine. Dang it. What's up, man, puppy dog?
Now, this one, again, I'm not putting an apostrophe in it because of people on their phones and all that. So it does have an apostrophe in its name, but it is Michter's. And Michter's has a ton of expression that they come out with the rye and all that stuff, the
Oh, yeah.
toasted barrels and all that.
And the bourbon
And
and whatnot.
I will tell you, I've said this so many times. If you cannot get your hands on, if you like Eagle Rare from Buffalo Trace and you cannot find it, get Michter's US1, just the small batch US1. It is not the same flavor profile, but I mean, it's close. Oh, yeah. And it's
Then the
the
half.
same quality of bourbon. Put it that way. It's in that same, like if I were banding bourbon on a scale up and down, Michter's and Eagle Rare would be on the same plane, and then Blanton's would be just below that. So that's
Okay.
what I can't stand about Buffalo Trace is they've created all this hype, or somebody's created all this hype around Blanton's, and they eat it up. And Blanton's is a subpar frickin' bourbon that shouldn't cost more than $40.
Exactly. My thoughts exactly. It's okay. It's a decent bourbon. It really is. You know, and if you're gonna age a cigar, some tobacco, age it in a Blanton's barrel, it's quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had, excuse me, I've smoked some cigars that were aged in Blanton's barrel and stuff like that, hand rolled in Kentucky, and they're really good tobacco. You
Yeah.
know, but Blanton's itself, uh, now I have not tried some of the other expressions like the Blanton's Gold and uh, there's a few other different ones. I have not tried all that stuff, so I
The
can't
only
speak to that.
the only difference most of the time, because all those barrels. So when if you want to know what the good bourbons are in a rick house, look at
Mhm.
the bottom.
Yep.
Don't look up at the top.
Look at the bottom and the middle.
Look at the bottom up to about the middle and stop. And Blanton's is aged in there along with Eagle Rare in the middle. Buffalo Trace is way above that. And then you got your what is it? The
Weller Special
benchmark.
Reserve and
Benchmark
benchmarks
is
up top.
way up top up there.
Yeah. Now benchmark's not bad.
Well,
I like the foolproof. That's a pretty good expression,
yeah.
but it's also a lot cheaper and aged a shorter period of time. But it's not bad. I mean, especially for the price point on it. I mean,
Now
I
here,
get the foolproof for like what, maybe 20, 25 bucks, something like that.
yeah, they with the ABC store here, if we get the bourbon, it's priced well because
Yeah.
it's state ran. So there's
Ah,
no secondary, there's no now if they had to pay a little more for the barrel and the bottles from the barrel and all of that, they send that charge on to you, but you're not going to see a bottle of Pappy on the shelf for $5,000-$10,000. You're going to see, because the MSRP on a bottle of Pappy's is $289. So you might see 320 on it, but you won't see it unless you live in the liquor store
Yeah.
and you have a tent outside and see the truck pull up. I mean, that's
Yep.
the problem.
Oh, Sugar Kitty be proud of me. He's a Scotch guy, and today I picked up Port Charlotte heavy peated for like $60. So I'm thinking Sugar Kitty be proud of me. Cheers,
Okay.
Sugar Kitty.
Cheers.
I mean,
Man, it's
you can't live by. I mean, now granted, Port Charlotte's a whiskey. It's not a
mhm.
bourbon,
Well,
but it's a whiskey.
but
So I've never tried it, but I figured out, well, for that price, I'll go ahead and pick up a bottle and I'll give it a shot.
I have a couple of whiskeys on my shelf I keep over here. Even though this is supposed to be all bourbon, I think I have two American whiskeys over here
Wow.
because they're freaking good.
Oh yeah.
Now they're not made a la bourbon, but they are single barrel whiskeys.
Yep.
And or I won't say single barrel, but they aged them in new oak barrels.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing with bourbon, but they're not 51 or more percent corn.
Wait a minute. Let me go back to that a second. Now, Rebecca Creek. You get any kind of pecan off of that?
I'm getting. Let me put it to you this way. Now that you put it in my head, I was getting some nutty notes off there, some nuttiness.
Okay. Like
But
chocolate covered pecan or something.
I was thinking more
like
like
a praline,
yeah, like a brown sugar candy.
Yeah.
pecan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like they got some chocolate covered pecan praline down in New Orleans.
right. No,
New Orleans. Yeah. Man, that's just. I gotta get another bottle of that stuff. Dang it. That's good stuff.
all right. Well, we're on the what my buddy calls
Coleman Macchiato Bear.
Mitch
Okay.
eaters. Mitch eaters. That's what he calls it. Mitch eaters. It's Mictors.
Michter's. Yep. All right, Sugar Kitty. Coleman. I'll look for it.
Yep.
Macchiato Bay.
I'm telling you, y'all can laugh at me all you want, but the reason I buy it is because it's cheap enough, and my wife and I both enjoy it. And my wife likes Scotch, but she likes
Yeah.
the really light Scotch, and I
Yeah.
buy the Dalmore 12. That's
Okay. Yeah, that's a
what
good one.
that's what I
Has she
keep
tried
on.
the Highland Park 12?
No, but she's tried the Macallan
Okay.
12, and she
That's a
said,
real light one.
I
Yeah.
can't tell the difference between them. And so I'm like, well, the Dalmore's a lot cheaper. So I grab it.
Yep. Get a bottle of the Highland Park 12. I catch the
Dude,
slightest
classic.
hint of peat in that,
Uh-huh.
but the peat with the Highland Park 12, it's got I get a heather note. It's a little bit of a floral note.
Okay.
And it's not like a Lafroig or nothing. It's not that weird, briny, medicinal burnt rubber peat. It's not like that at all. At
Right.
all.
Like the
Aberfeldy
Band-Aids,
too.
Band-Aids and hate. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly. It's not
the
that.
Dalmore is, I mean, I have a Glenmorangie over there,
That's good.
and I like the Highland or the Dalmore better.
Oh, okay.
But that's a 10-year and that was a 12. But I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter at some
Nah, it's
point.
not that much difference.
But that one over there is more waxy to me
Yeah.
than this one. This one is really light and airy and fruity and good. And we enjoy it. Now, better than that to me are those Don Julios I have over there.
Oh, the
But
tequila?
yes, you got me on that track.
Oh, didn't I give you a sample? Didn't you try the
Yeah, I tried the
shoot.
the Case
I don't know.
the blue and white bottle you had.
Yes, exactly. That
So
one.
I was looking for that and they didn't have it. And
It's expensive.
yeah, well, I would have paid it. These were
Dang.
140 a piece.
Oh yeah. It's
I got
that.
two of them. All right, let me spin this thing. We are getting down to it.
Talisker. Oh yeah. I have not tried the Talisker yet. Thomas Metal. Highland Park, I've had a couple of bottles of that, and then Alperfeldi, really like that too.
Thomas Metal walked in and won. Look at
Hey,
that.
there you go. Alpert 12 is okay. Yeah,
All right. We are gonna
yeah.
now I'm gonna set the next one up, but guess what time it is, guys? I'm not gonna post this one just yet, but I am gonna get it set up. There's my alarm.
Teresa. Cheers. Mm, mm.
All right, I'm gonna get it copied. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna start collecting, but I'm not gonna post it yet because it is
Well,
time for
put me in.
start put me in. I gotta type more now.
Okay. Yeah, Sugar Cane, that Amberfeldy doesn't have no peat, but I still get a little bit of that. I guess it's a Highland peat. Um, I get a little bit of that heather note in it. There's a little bit of smokiness on the back end.
Hmm.
It's not. It's very light. I mean, it's really light. It's like hardly noticeable, but it's there, especially once it airs just a little bit. But I love it. I think it's great. And I have not tried the older expressions of Aberfeldy or Highland Park, so I don't know about that. Um, with like Lagavulin, I have not tried the younger expressions of Lagavulin. I've tried the 16. I like that a lot, and that's got some peat to it, but it's kind of low. You know, I was never much a peat person. I'm starting to appreciate it more. The more I'm going along in my whiskey journey, basically, I'm starting to appreciate it, and along with other things, a lot more. And it's great.
All right,
Uh,
I'm gonna give a shout out to Teresa Laguerta who showed up here. But y'all
yeah.
need to start putting the put me ins down.
All right. I mean, I'm in there.
All right, I missed one up here. Hang on. Got that one now.
I'm
I
in
will
there.
call out the names here shortly.
But
Oh,
more.
there's another one.
Yeah, I've got the Bemore 12. Very light on the smoky peat. Very light, but it's there. It's noticeable in the background. I like it. I like art. Heck, what is it? Shoot, what am I going to think of? Ugadal, Ardbeg. That's that's a whole different level of peat.
Yeah.
And the Ugadal and the 10, I was kind of unimpressed with the 10. I was thinking it would be more peaty because it's younger, but it's not. The Ugadal was, well, completely different, and that one is like reminds me of like burnt brisket ends.
Ooh,
It's that meaty, unctuous, smoky, on the back end. It's not something you're going to start off drinking, but it's something you finish the night with. Yeah, good morning, Quinto Rubin. Okay.
Quinta Rubin, okay. Well, and like I said though, the reason I buy that Dalmore 12 is because I can get it for $70 a bottle,
Yeah, it's not bad.
and we enjoy it. So
Hey, if the wife enjoys it,
yeah,
she's
one,
getting a
two,
bottle of it
six,
for
seven, eight,
sure.
nine, 10. Now, okay, I've
My
got
wife,
over 20 people. I've got over 20 people watching, and I've got 10 put me ins. Come on, y'all, type put me in. That's all you got to do. Just put me in the chat. And this is 10 entries to the quarterly drawing.
my wife is a tequila drinker. She loves tequila,
Yeah,
so
That's why I
something
got
like
that
that.
one bottle for her. The last bottle that um, I have no idea what the name of the tequila is. It comes in a tall
hourglass shaped bottle. It's white and
Oh, that
blue.
sounds good.
Um, it's a reposado. It's a ceramic
Oh,
bottle. It's
slap shot.
really nice. It's really tasty. I actually like it myself. As far as a neat pour,
I'll sip on that indeed any time of the. It's really good. Can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, the Casa
Ah,
Azul.
there you go. Thanks, Tater.
Yeah, it's CASA or
Yeah,
CASE. Casa Azul.
yeah. Casa Azul.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's stupid expensive, and I don't know
That's
why.
it, and it is a reposado, yes. And the ones I got up here are, yeah. Your audio's kind of uh, tweaking a little bit. It's sounding kind of like that. Oh,
All right,
about $55. Okay, all
how
right,
about
I'll give it
now?
a try. Say again.
Is that any better?
No, it's still got that metallic, like it's not coming in all the way.
Hmm.
Oh, Kathy Bates, there we go.
All right, hang on a second. I'll readjust.
All right, while he's doing that, I'm going to call out the names I have. If I missed you, please type put me in again.
Sure.
So far, I have Big Daddy H, Tater Dom, Jerry J, Jimmy's Random Content, Thomas Metal, Miss Piggy, William Hall, Sugar Kitty, Mr. Great Shot, Lori, Slapshot, and Roadhouse, and Kathy Bates. If I did not call your name, I do not have you down for the 10 entries that are free, and everybody gets them. So if I did not call your name, please type put me in the chat, and we will get you down there, and we will get you on the wheel for the next quarterly drawing.
Okay. All right. How's this? Any better?
Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Yep.
Okay.
That now
And it's
I wanted
the
to
dark
highlight.
stuff.
I wanted to highlight something here. This sounds intriguing to me, but I've had a bad Ardbeg before.
Ah, okay. The only Arbegs I've gotten were the 10, the Ugadal, and then I have not tried the 5-year-old version of it yet. I do
Now,
have the Port Charlotte. I have not brought it into the house yet, so I have no idea what that tastes like. I just picked it up today, so I
I
have.
did a show with Malt Muser, and he
Uh,
sent me some really good peated scotches, and we
okay.
swapped. And I gave him 3 of my best bourbons, and he gave me 3 of his best, or what, not best, but like what he thought I would appreciate,
Okay.
right? And we swapped 3 samples for 3 samples and did the show.
Okay.
And the premise of it was, oh, I'm going to turn the bourbon guy to scotch, and the bourbon guy is going to turn me to bourbon, type
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
And it was, it's all in jest, but uh, he has a nose on him like crazy. And one of the ones I sent him was a hard to get bottle, and he picked it out. Like he's like, this is something from here, and I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
he's like, but I've never had it taste like this before.
Oh.
So, he said if they all tasted like this one, I would, definitely go for it.
Yeah.
And he nailed the brand or whatnot, but the distillery, but not he couldn't grab because I sent him some rare stuff that I had that you can't get. So,
All right. Well, since we talk, well,
oh yeah,
I
over
don't
the
know.
top, Petey.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Well,
I
he
wasn't
sent
much of
me
a
something.
peat person, and I had there's a Balcones made a peated whiskey, a peated malt, and I'm like, surely Balcones couldn't be that peated, but it was, and I didn't like it at the time, and I wound up
Right.
sending that to one of the guys I know on Whiskey Tube, and they loved it, and then I sent a sample to Whiskey Wars Shane, and he loved it, so I wound up having to get him a bottle and send it to him. But so I'm like,
Oh,
well,
with
I'll go back and try it again, and But when I went back and tried it, after trying like some of the other peated stuff like Lagavulin and a few others, I'm like, well, it's actually not that bad.
Yep. So on the put me ins, I got Fulton and Twisted added to the ones. I always let it go a little longer. I put stop put me in, but if you put it in there right after that, I'll still put you down. I just do that in case I'm not sure. I can go back and look at the show at the stuff, and I can find the names I missed. So make sure I got it leveled up. But I have you down. But we are on to Buffalo Trace, number 3 on the list of.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can see
So
that.
they got beat out by 2. Yeah, not worth it. Yeah, and
Okay. Okay.
there is a bourbon I can tell you
I
that.
will be right back.
Okay.
Keep talking. I can hear you.
Yeah, I stopped buying the Bookers because it doesn't cost them any more to make Bookers than it used to, and they just keep jacking the freaking price up. It's probably actually costing them less now, but they just keep jacking the price up on Bookers because they had a bunch of people chasing Bookers, and I won't chase that stuff. I'm just not going to do that. If I hear about one, now, of course, by the time I hear about it, I may not be able to get it, but I can swap samples with folks. But I quit chasing Bookers because I bought 5 freaking Bookers, and they kept going up and up and up. And the last Bookers I bought was $95, and it sucked. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but there was nothing special about it. There was just absolutely nothing special about that Booker's release, and they release 4 of them a year, once a quarter. And they're just getting greedy. And where did the Little Book go? I mean, my God. Little Book used to be the $120 bottle, and then Booker's was $75 at the most. And then they just kept going up and up and up till they just got rid of Little Book, and they're just doing Booker. So, whatever. Beam, Suntory. Baker's 7 is not a bad bourbon for a reasonable price. Neither is Legion. Legion is a good bourbon. That's the fusion where they had the Japanese master blender help them out, or come over and collaborate with them on that expression. It's good stuff.
Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna crack this thing here and give it a shot.
Oh yeah. Baker 7's got, and for a cheaper, and I say cheaper, I mean it's not cheap, but it's not certainly a high price bourbon. It is solid, man. It is solid.
What's the
What are you cracking open? Okay, Port Charlotte, heavily peated.
Interesting. It's all
Raised glass on the back.
raised glass and everything else.
All right. Well, you know what I say about them spending too much on the bottle?
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know. It's got some peat in it, that's for sure.
Oh, Russell's 10. Yeah, Russell's 10 is
Oh, yeah.
good. I mean, all
That's a
the
good
Wild
one.
Turkey. Now, I like the rare breed. I like Russell's Reserve better than Russell's 10. The Russell's Reserve single barrel, but it's 110 proof, and your 10-year is 90 proof. And so you get more notes and the higher proof, and then you can put some water in it if you want, but I like them both though. The Russell's 10 is good, and it's a much lower price point than the Russell's Reserve. But those are, they're. I like the and the rare breed and Kentucky Spirit, right? Same exact mash bill. It's just one of them's lower proof and the other one's higher proof. So.
Yep. I'll spend my money on the rare breed.
Jack Daniel
Versus the
Tirado coming over from Facebook.
There you go, Jimmy.
Hey, we are on a hashtag right now, Buffalo Trace. This is the 2022's top 10 best-selling American whiskey brands. So brand, keep that in mind. We're on Buffalo Trace right now. It's a number 3 on the list for the hashtag and Jack Daniel Torado. If you type "put me in" right now, between now and the end of the show, by the way, people can type "put me in" and I'll still write them down if I catch it. If I catch it.
Oh, dang, that's pretty dang tasty right there.
All right, but we are about to spin this one. I know it's a short one because we got to keep this moving because we getting to the end of the show here. And we are going to land on Twisted again. That's plus 15. No, wait, Twisted didn't. Oh, yeah, she did. Plus 15. There it is. Plus 15. And now, new rule for this quarter. I'll write your name down once. Everything else, you get the entries. I'll put plus by the name already written, but we give another person a chance to get on the wheel. Fulton Mraz, plus 15. See how this goes? This is going to result in a lot of entries here. But I'm going to
come up at all.
Wheel. Now, if it lands on you guys again, you don't get another plus 15. Now, you get one for that spin. Sugar Kitty, that's plus 15. See how this goes? This is so much fun. All right. But I'm tired of this thing landing on the same people all the time.
I didn't see the spin at all.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, am I not sharing? Did I not share this?
No, sir.
Well, take my word for it. Kathy Bates got one.
No, she didn't. No.
I'm sorry. I meant to share it. But I thought I was really presenting to everybody, and y'all could see the spin. I'll do it next time. I hit the share, but I guess I missed it. I didn't click it right. All right, I'll do it right next time. Please pay attention to the spelling of this.
Okay, thanks, Sugar Kitty. I'm gonna be looking for the Coloman, the Macchio Bray, because I'm sipping on that Port Charlotte right now, heavily peated. Maybe my palate's growing accustomed to the peat, but it's not that slappy in the face peaty. It's not like a Lafroig. That I did not care for. That was way too much peat for me. But I'm looking for something between that and the lighter peated stuff. Because the Port Charlotte heavily peated it's not that heavily peated. It's good. It's got a great nose, a little fruit.
Well, I'll make sure I actually share the screen on this next one.
Bullet.
I hit share screen, and I guess I just misclicked on that, and it didn't quite share. Anyway, it was there.
Oh, yeah. I'll be getting another bottle of that for sure. Yeah, exactly, Sugar Kitty. The medicinal taste is not my cup of tea. This one, the Port Charlotte has a slight hint of that medicinal taste, but it's just that. It's just a hint of it. It's not slap you all upside the head, make you go, "Oh, you lit a Band-Aid on the beach on fire and put it out with salt water." Yeah, no, it's not that.
Yeah, that's by Ed Kind.
Yeah, it's just that's too much for me.
I'm gonna grab one of these.
Maybe later in my journey, I may appreciate that more, and who knows. But for now, no, I don't care for it. I mean, I'm a Kentucky boy. What do you expect? Come on now.
Hey, what do you do after you drink bourbon?
Mm-hmm.
You rehydrate.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I rehydrate with iced tea. So
you gotta have water.
That's what this is. Iced tea with a little bit of lemon in it. Sweet tea with a little bit of lemon.
I actually really like now this is the caveat. Mm-hmm. I love the flavor after I drink a little of some bourbons of cheap beer after I drink, like once they settle down a little bit and everything.
Yeah.
It's a good flavor.
Yeah.
but I don't like a good beer.
Yeah.
Now, I won't say this is a bad beer. It's just it sure is watery.
Okay. Dang. Dang, Sugar Kitty. You know it. Now I got to be looking into each
Rubber
different
ocean.
distillery and where they're located, and oh my goodness. And
Yeah.
now I'm delving off into Scotch more now versus
Uh-oh.
your normal bourbons. You like turkey and all that kind of stuff.
I'm
Because
gonna
I'm
lose
used
him.
to that. I love it.
I'm gonna lose him. Oh no.
No, no, no. I still love all the bourbons. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
and Wild Turkey is one of my favorite for sure.
Yeah, I
That's been a,
like
a
the
favorite from way back.
I like the brand. I like most of all of their expressions. I like
Hmm.
all of it. All right, now this time I'm actually going to share the screen. Oh,
See,
you
there
know
you
what
go.
I did? I clicked on it, and then that's what happened. I missed the share button.
Mm.
All right, good luck, everybody. All right, live and learn. Live and learn. We will admit mistakes on this show.
Yeah, no problem. Twisted,
All right,
baby.
that's a
All
plus.
right.
That's another plus 15. I'm writing that down. So
Oh, I
we
meant
are
to
going to
ask.
draw again.
Twisted, you're
Twist
fixing
is
to move in pretty
raking
soon,
them
aren't
in.
you?
Sugar Kitty, that's plus. Oh, see, we're going to run through the same folks over and over again. All right, come on, wheel.
Turkey
Let's
is no.
go.
Turkey is not Heaven Hill.
No, no, no.
Sorry,
Elijah
Jimmy.
Craig and Larceny are Heaven Hill.
Yes, Turkey is its own distillery.
There's Slapshot plus 15. This is so much fun, isn't it?
Yep.
Draw again.
Um, Sugar Kitty, I think the only Lafroig that I've liked so far is the lore.
Jerry J. There we go. We got a new one.
Nice. About damn time.
That's for 15 entries to the quarterly drawing. Stop sharing.
Hat trick.
All right, setting up the last one. Now the last one's for 20
Jimmy.
entries. 20.
Not me, Jimmy. I was raised on bourbon. Come on now.
All right. So who's got a guess on what the number one brand sold? And it is in damn near every single bar I've ever been to. And if you get an old fashioned with it, they charge you usually typically around $1 more for it other than their bar pour.
Hmm.
Yep, Sugar Kitty got it right.
Ah.
Maker's Mark.
There you go.
That's it.
Okay. Well, that
Well, and
That
people like the red wax on the top.
of course got to be pretty now. Well, that
Yeah, they
explains it
was
about the lore. That's why I can handle it a little bit better because of the age. Because when you age Scotch longer, you age out some of the peat, slap you in the face. So that
Yeah.
makes sense. Maker's Mark is a really good whiskey. It really is.
It's okay. I mean, I've had some really good Maker's Mark. I do like the Maker's 46 better
Yep.
than the regular Maker's.
I agree.
Just like about as well as I like Bullet 10 better than Bullet.
Well, it's like the Maker's 101 proof. That's a
Yeah,
good
that's
bourbon.
yeah, and you're getting up there to the 101, you're getting some better notes,
Yeah.
but still though, they blend so many barrels together in those batches.
Jimmy, Jimmy, you're just sick. That's all there is to it. Cheers, brother.
It kind of gets washed out. Yeah, Jimmy and I were talking about McCormick's earlier today, and we were talking about.
What's your
He
beef?
said McCormick's $12, and I said that's still overpriced. And he said, but they have a built-in handle on the bottle, and I said, is that worth $7? Because the juice is only worth like $5. It's like,
Oh goodness, I have never tried McCormick's, so I'm gonna have to get Jimmy to send me a sample of that damn old McCormick's. just so I can try it because I've not seen it around me. You know, I'm in Texas, so I don't know.
Yeah, you got, do you have bifocals or are you just, because
Just cheaters.
you
These
have
are
to
just
look
cheaters.
on the way at the bottom, and sometimes things get blurry that far down.
Yeah.
You have to actually bend down and yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well,
I wish I could.
evidently, he said price don't matter after a few. Evidently, taste doesn't either. It's like,
Well,
all right,
there's
that was
that.
the alarm letting me know I got 5 minutes left. So we will spin this thing here, and I'm going to have to spin it in about another minute. So if you don't have the Maker's Mark hashtag in, get it in. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Because if I land on a bunch of different ones, it's going to take several minutes to get these entries out there.
All right. Let me see here if I can get this in here.
Oh, yeah. Taste matters less and less as you go. Yep. Yes, sir. All right. Well, we're going to have to get this thing going. There's only 9 entries on the wheel.
Oh no, I'm in there too.
Uh-oh. I hope you are. Jimmy. Jimmy, is that your first win tonight?
I think so.
Yeah, look at there. It didn't take 5 minutes to spin. Jimmy's Randy. That's what I put down for him. All right. Well, there we go. That ended on an uneventful note. But we have a couple of people that got multiple entries tonight off of different spins. Looks like we've got a 35 entry person. We've got a 40 entry person, and we have
Dang.
somebody that has 45 entries just on the spins alone. I'm not
Dang.
counting the put me ins for 10 down here. But what I do is I add all that up, and I just want to show y'all the manual effort I put in for this show. Okay, here's my handy dandy notebook. I'm like Steve from Blue's Clues over here. And next week I'm going to write down, and if somebody has a win, I write and I tally up all of your entries over here, and then I put them into a document. And what I do is every 5, like 5 of your names is in black text, and then blue, and then black, and blue, and black down, so that I can scroll and count like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and I can calibrate everything or not calibrate. I can balance everything at the end
Tally.
and make sure the tally is correct with what I've been posting, what's in the sheet, because everything in that document, I copy, I do a control A because I'm on a Mac, a command A. I do a command A because I'm on a Mac, but I select all, copy, and I paste it into the wheel, and it doesn't care if there's blue and black text. It doesn't care. So it just puts all the names in, and then I can check and validate that. That's my 2-minute warning, by the way. I can validate that the number of entries equal what the wheel of names says is supposed to be there, and then boom. I do all of this because I want it to be fair, and I want people to have a chance to win.
Thomas Miller, you got less than a month. I am going to be moving out of this place at the end of this month.
But you're going to have a
So-
pool at the next place.
Yes,
Yes.
but I don't have this view.
Mm,
I don't have the downtown view from here.
right.
Because if you look right over here, this is downtown. You've
Yeah.
been here.
Downtown
You know what it is.
Austin. Yep. I took pictures of it while I was there.
Oh no, Jimmy. Okay. All right, Jimmy. I'll send you my address.
All right.
He's going to send me a bottle of that McCormick's. He said I've been
shoot,
warned.
sister. She said Mark will probably move before me. And how long your house got to go before it's ready?
Oh, they're going to get it ready before the end of this month for
Okay.
sure.
All right. Yeah. 'Cause,
I'm out of here on the 30th.
yeah.
My
You were
last
showing
day at this
pictures on.
place.
I saw pictures on Facebook, and I was like, "Wow, they still got a little ways to go there."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's there's a bunch of little small stuff that's got to get done here.
No planes at the
but
new place, right?
no, thank
Yeah,
goodness.
no
God.
planes flying
I don't
over.
have to worry about that. That's a huge plus. It's going to take me a little while to get the man cave set up, with the bar and everything in the man cave. So I have a different studio basically versus this,
Oh yeah.
But
Now, Big Daddy H and I walked
won't be
around
that
that
long.
pool several times, and
Yeah,
we went right. I went the other way. Like you usually go out that way over there on the other
Yeah,
side of
over
you.
there.
I went
Yeah.
out the other way behind the pool house to
Yep.
see the guy about the horse.
Yeah, over that way.
Yeah.
There's the pool house over there.
Yep. Can't nobody see you up there. I can guarantee you.
Heck
that.
no.
All right,
No.
guys, it's 8:30. We're going to have to end this broadcast. It's been fun and it's been real, and it's actually been real fun.